Hello everyone, welcome. Thank you for joining me. In this session, we're going to focus on our hips, mostly the inner and the outer hip. You'll need some cushion, some couch cushion, something to elevate off the floor that's not too firm, like a hard box would not be comfortable. Right? So something that's soft, but yet somewhat resilient. What a good quality for many of us to have. You're going to have one knee bent on top of one, and then your ribs on the other one. And I just have a pillow holder so that you could use several different things. Now, if you don't have cushions and your shoulder girdle is not compromised, you can do this on the floor on your shoulder. You don't need any props at all. I'm showing you with props because a lot of people have shoulder issues that make accessing specifically the inner thigh difficult to strengthen at home. Right? So that's the whole reason of doing this. You can always choose to support your head or not. That's your comfort level. Now, all that we're going to do, you're going to press this top inner knee down quite strongly and then release it. That's it. Again, breathe. Push the top inner knee down. 4. Against that cushion and release. Again, push that top knee firmly into that cushion. 3. Another reason the cushion is nice because it's soft. You want to push into a hardwood knobby surface. 2 would be difficult. If you're doing this on your forearm, you just have this bottom knee on the floor and the other leg just out of the way. Breathe deeply. Great job. And then let's flip sides. See? It's not so bad. Again, the top inner knee is on the floor. Support your head if you need to, no big deal there. Just push this top inner knee down strongly and then release that. Again, the hip just stays on the floor. Try not to push your head down if you're supporting it as you push your knee down, right? Be clear, it's the top knee that you're pushing down, not the arms, not the shoulders, nothing else. Top knee. Be specific too, it'll really make a sense over time. One more time, use that inner top leg to press down actively. Yeah, and then release, and I'm going to go to the other side. Now, you can always repeat that variation if that works best for you. Now, we're going to press the top knee down and try to lift the hip up off the floor. The bottom knee stays down. Release. Push the top knee down so much that bottom hip leaves the floor. 4, and then return. Push down a lot. That bottom hip may leave the floor. 3. Really good job. Push the top inner knee against the cushion to lift the hip up off the floor. 2. One more time. Try not to press the bottom knee. Press the top knee, right? And then return other side. We're only focusing on one knee pressing here. That bottom knee may be tricky and try to help you out, but what you really want here is that top knee pushing down. And again, breathe. Push the top knee down to try to lift the hips up. So the focus isn't lifting the hips, right? The focus is pushing the knee down. You push it down so much that the hips are inspired to lift up off the floor. 4, without pushing with your body, without pushing with the bottom knee. Push that top inner knee down strongly. 3, make sure your neck is comfortable. Easy. 2 more there. Again, push that top knee down, looking forward out into space. 2, you got it. One more time. Great job. Push the top inner knee down. Yeah, really great job. And then return other side. Now, we're going to push the top inner knee down. We're going to stay lifting in the air. If you cannot lift your hips up, practice the first parts until the hips come up in the air. Now, you're going to try and lift the bottom knee and return it. Keep those hips up. Lift the bottom knee. 4, great job. Return. Lift that bottom knee. 3, I'm resting on the cushions. I'm not using my arm unless you want to. 2, feel free to be propped up on your elbow. That works as well. Lift that bottom knee up, return, and then release all the way. Yeah, other side. Really great job. Top knee is pressing down. It presses down so much that the hips lift up. If that's not you, practice the other things more consistently, and over time those hips will lift up. Keeping the top knee pressing down the hips up, lift the bottom knee up, and then return. Easy. Again, lift that bottom knee forward. Keep those hips up by pushing the top knee down. 3, really great job there. Come on, push down. Lift that knee up. One more time. Push down, breathe, lift that knee up. Return, hips down. Yes. Yeah, that was really great. Now, once you've got that, you can feel free to practice that. We're going to have the top leg straight. So, we're going to go back to the beginning and push the top inner foot against the cushion, just that much, and then release. Again, top inner foot, and this is more stressful on the knee, right? So if you're doing this long lever, long knee straight version, 3, and your knee doesn't like it, go back to the bent knee version, right? Because this is aggressive on the tissues of your knee that are hard to regenerate. So if you are compromised in your knee joint, other side, then this may not be your version. Go back to the knee bent version. If you're doing one knee bent, you do the other knee bent as well, so you're even on both sides. Right? So you just push the foot against the cushion. That's all you're doing. Then release. Breathe. Push the foot down strongly. 4. Again, the cushion's supporting my torso. As I push the foot down, I'm not pushing my arm down. 3. Easy. I'm only using the inner thigh. Breathe the inner leg. 2 to push. Easy. Breathe. I'm not gritting my teeth, ideally. Breathe deeply. That was great. Other side. Nice work. The top leg is long. Now, you push the top inner foot down so much that you guessed it, the hips lift up and then return. Push down to drive the hips up. 4. Great job. Feel free to support your head there. Make sure that if you're supporting your head, that as the hips lift up, you don't feel a lot of your pressure of your head against your hand. You may have to let your head lower a bit in your hand as the hips rise. Does that make sense? So as the hips lift up, feel free to let your head lower even though you're supporting it and return. If it's a firm surface that your head can't move on, that could be stressful to your neck. Other side. And again, push the top foot down to lift the hips, to drive the hips up, and then return. You're pushing down to press the hips up. 4. Really good job. So you're not lifting the hips. You're pushing down so much, the hips have no other option but to lift. 3. You're not trying to push the floor down to lift the hips. You're pushing the foot down so much that the hips are encouraged and inspired to lift up. 2. Try not to press with this bottom leg. It's going to want to help. I get it, but it's just this top leg only. You got it. Return, other side. I think you know what's next. Now this bottom knee is bent. We're going to push the foot down so much the hips lift up. Hips up, bottom knee lifts and lowers. Take your time. 4, make sure you don't crash the bottom leg down, right? It slowly lifts and slowly lowers. 3, great job. Slowly lifts, slowly lowers. 2, great job. Slowly lifts, slowly lowers. Hips down, great work. Other side. If my transitions are too quick for you, take a different tempo that's slower that works for you, right? Make sure you're comfortable. Again, top foot pushes down so much that the hips lift up. Hips stay up, bottom knee lifts and lowers. Great job. Support your head if you need to. 4, no big deal there. Return. Again, lift that knee up. Control the descent. Hips stay up because you're pushing down so much with that top leg. 2. One more time. Easy breathe. 1. Excellent work. Hips down. Really great job. Yes, there's more. Look at me just going on here. Now this is similar, right? But we're going to have the bottom leg in front of us. This is a heavy lever length to choose. Feel free to have the knee bent. That makes it easier. Feel free to keep the foot on the floor. That'll make sense in a second. Press the top leg down so much that the hips lift up. Now lift that bottom leg up and then down. The foot can stay on the floor with the knee being bent, right? You just lift the knee up and keep the foot down. That's fine. Easy. 2, one more time. Control. Breathe deeply. You did great. Hips down. We're not done. Slide that leg behind you. And again, the knee can be bent. Keeping the foot down on the floor is easier. Leg can be straight. Your choice. Hips up. Lift that bottom leg up. Whoo! And then return. It barely leaves the floor. 4. Great job. It may not leave the floor at all. 3. You just may feel less pressure on it. That's fine. Breathe deeply. 2. Support your head as you need to. Control. Easy. Hips down. So enjoyable. Really great job. So the bottom leg is forward here. If you did a bent on one side, do a bent on the other. Be symmetrical as much as you can. Top leg presses down to lift. Bottom leg lifts and then lowers. Again, the knee can be bent. 4. You can just lift your knee with the knee being bent, the foot on the floor. Breathe deeply. 3. Push that top leg down strongly. 2. The whole day there. One more time. Push to lift. You got it. Hips down. Now slide that leg behind you a bit. Right? And again, the knee can be bent. The foot can stay on the floor. Hips push down to lift this up. Now that bottom leg lifts here. 4. Oh my gosh. 3. Oh, it doesn't want to go anywhere. It's barely leaving the floor. 2. Again, barely leaving the floor. Hips down. That was excellent. Now this next part we're going to do standing, right? Excuse my camera angle. Camera work is just me here, and the sun is kind of blocking what you can see. I really apologize, but I cannot control that. It's just me, and my technical prowess is not very strong. Right, take your hands on your hips, legs hip distance apart. So all we're gonna do, we're gonna slide one leg out, toes on the floor. Toes on the floor, cross that leg over in front, to the side, toes on the floor, cross it behind. And again, toes on the floor, it goes in front, and then behind. Now really think of crossing the very top of your thigh bones there, right? Those thigh bones really cross. Really cross them deeply, easy. Think of pushing those bones to either side of the room in up position. Great job, and cross. This can be a lot of balance. Feel free to get next to a wall or a piece of furniture or have a staff with a rubber end on it to help you balance. If you only have a wooden pole with no rubber end, put the pole in a rubber-soled shoe and that will help you. Breathe deeply. One more time behind. Yeah. Now we're going to do the other leg. You can go to the side, cross it in the front, to the side. Now cross it in the back. Yeah. Really press the top of your thigh bones together as much as you can. Easy to cross. That's right, easy. Cross in front, nice and tall here. Easy, cross behind. Great job there, beautiful. Again, in front. Great job, easy. And then the back, the toes just stay on the floor. 3 more. In front, nice and cross, wide across your shoulders. In back, 2 more, please. Cross those thigh bones. That's right. Cross them deeply. 1 more time. Cross. Really good job. And then cross and rest. Excellent work. Now, as the other leg goes out to the side, the body is going to lean out to the side. As the leg crosses in front, the body leans in the opposite direction. Leg goes one way, torso the other. Now the leg goes behind you, the body still leans away from it. Ooh, it's a lot of balance. Out to the side, and then front, right? So your head's going the opposite way of that gesture leg. Your torso tilting one way, a bit of a side bend, other way, a bit of a side bend. That's right. One way and behind. Great job. Out and in front. Oh my gosh. Out and behind. Great job. Out and in front. You got it. Out. Breathe. And behind. Nice. Out. And in front. You got it. Out. And behind. Out and rest with the leg. Foot goes one way, you lean away from it. As it crosses over the front, you lean away from that gesture leg. And then out to the side, you lean away from it. It goes behind you, you lean away from that gesture leg. And you lean away to the side. Again, across the front and side. And across the back. That's right, and side. Again, across the front, woo, and side. And again, across the back. Nice. And side, leaning away from that gesture, like lean away from it. Lean away from it. Yeah, it's like a pendulum, like a little tick-tock, like a pendulum, easy. Again, across the front and side. And across the back, 1 more each way, side. Again, across the front, good. Side, and then across the back, side, and rest. Excellent work there. So hopefully by now you can feel some activity on the inner part of your leg, right? That's really, really helpful to do for your lifelong health and well-being. Now, to make it a bit more intense, you don't have to. You can keep your toes on the floor. Or you can lift the toes off the floor and they can go in front and off the floor. Off the floor and then behind. So this is not just your inner thigh. This is your outer hip to go across, and then your inner leg brings it across here. Outer hips to the side, inner thighs when you cross. Outer hip, inner hip. I'm not saying the prior versions of this were different. It's just more noticeable here. Breathe deeply. Outer hip, because your foot's not on the floor, it's easier to feel those outer hips engaging. It's not just your inner leg that we're going to feel here potentially, is what I'm trying to say with my poor language skills. Easy. And again, cross the front, squeeze together to the side, and across. Can I do it? To the back. You got it. And then to the side and rest. Oh! Other leg. Out to the side. Cross it in front. Lean away from it. and to the side, lean away, cross it back, lean away. Oh, the balance is tremendous. And the side. Again, across the front, those toes can always be on the floor. And the side, take my own advice, I should. Bring it back behind you, lean away from it. Great job. And to the side. Again, across the front. Good. And to the side, and then go behind you. That's hard for me today. And the side. 2 more. Across the front. Great job. And to the side. Across the back. Great job. And the side, slightly better. Again, across the front. You got it. And to the side. And then across the back. Good. And the side, 2 feet down. Rest. Excellent work. So I hope you enjoyed accessing the inner part of your thigh, but also the outer part. And that can be, again, really challenging to do, especially when you're at home and there's not a lot of equipment, and maybe your shoulder girdle doesn't do well with side planks. You need to support your torso, and the leg will help you get the leg higher, will help get some lift and more range of motion there. You don't have to have your knee or foot on a pillow. It just makes it a bit more movement, easier to feel potentially. And I hope you enjoyed that. My name is Eric. This is Nucleus Strength. I look forward to getting stronger with you in the future. You're always in good health. Take care.